What's up, guys? I just wanna. It's just me again. Sorry, guys. Sorry to disappoint Megan. Hopefully, we'll be here soon. Hopefully next week. But if you guys are new here, we are here. I'm Shigi from the Brooks Bench. We go over women's fantasy basketball advice every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And let me guys know, do you want me to start at 6, like the countdown starts at 5:55 and I start at 6? Or the countdown starts at 6 and we start at 6:05? Let me know what you prefer, because I feel like as the video goes on, as we get later in the day, more people are able to join. So let me know. I know for East Coast it's late, but WNBA, late game today. 7 p.m. Pacific time, so that's 10 o'clock for the East Coast. I don't know how you guys do it. I don't think I'd be able to do it, honestly. But let's go over some injury news to kick it off. So, Rachel Bannum, concussion is questionable. Nneka Ogwumike, ankle still questionable. Nika Mule finally gets to make her debut today against Indiana. And I feel like that's some script writing right there. You know? Like, all of a sudden, Nika gets her visa approved right in time for Caitlin Clark. Revenge game? No, I'm just playing. Brittany Sykes is still out with her ankle. Shakira Austin is listed as probable. I know she sat out the previous game. Diamond DeShields is on an injury report. Questionable, as well as Isabel Harrison, which I am curious, team-wise and fantasy-wise, what is going to happen with Isabel Harrison, like how they're going to put her in the lineup and stuff like that. So let's get into it. I do want to, I guess we'll get into it at the end about last night's game, because I'm an Aces fan and I want to talk about it because, I will be truthful about my opinions. Let's see here. I have some in the chat before we get started. Hey, everyone checking in while parked. Going to be on the move soon, but we'll be using data. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate you tuning in. And then whichever works, I'm in AZ. So, that's the same. Okay. I get it. What's your expectation for how many minutes Nika gets? I don't think it's going to be crazy. I don't know if I don't think she's going to be on a minute restriction. So maybe like 15 to 19 minutes. Depends on foul trouble and all that. But hey, if she locks down Caitlin Clark, I can see her minutes going up. I'm curious to see her and Jordan Horston's rotation. Like, are they going to, I'm sure Jordan Horston's going to come off the bench first, but I am curious moving forward how, when Nika gets more minutes to gel with the team and stuff like that, I am curious. But let's go over Thursday's waiver wire pickups. So we have Sky versus Liberty, Lynx versus Sun, Mystics versus Mercury. That Lynx versus Sun game is about to be a really good game. These waiver wires kind of pulled at my heartstrings. I like Julie Van Loo. I think she's going to be my number one pickup. She is looking really good out there for Washington. 30 minutes, 30 fantasy points. That's what you want to see. I think I'm going to go. That's my number one pickup for Thursday. Natasha Mack's solid. I don't think you can find another consistent piece that's on the waiver wire like that. She's probably not on the waiver wire as much as we saw in the beginning of the season, but I'm picking her up. 22 minutes, 23 fantasy points. She's been in the 20s every single game so far. Stephanie Dolson and Ty Harris kind of dropped a little. I would argue that Ty Harris might be my second pick. 30 minutes, 21 fantasy points. But that previous game, she kind of dipped. And that kind of concerned me, especially with Dejanay Carrington's ascent. I feel like, I don't know, it makes me hesitant. Dolson's still getting hers, 24 minutes, 17 fantasy points. That's what we like to see. She did start off a little hot, so I was excited. Now she's kind of coming back down to earth a little bit. 17 fantasy points, though, still solid. The next three was kind of hard. Bridget Carlton, 30 minutes. That's solid. 18 fantasy points. And then Sophie Cunningham, I didn't know if I should have put her higher. 23 minutes, 22 fantasy points, 2 back-to-back good games for Sophie Cunningham, which is awesome. And she looked good last night against the Aces, honestly. And lastly, Natisha Heidman. I think we're sleeping on her a little bit. 19 minutes, 17 fantasy points, back-to-back games with double-digit fantasy points. Solid pickup, especially now that the waiver wire is getting slimmer. I went through our leagues, guys. There's not a lot out there. Like, we are picking up and dropping the people we're talking about. And it's hard to get someone every single day. Let's see. A question regarding regarding injuries in fantasy. How long should I hold on to Nika and Sykes? I feel like I'll regret letting them go, but depending on how long they're out for. Well, you have one IR spot, so you can hold on to them for one of them for a while. I just can't see dropping either of them. Maybe try and trade. Maybe someone is like, oh yeah, I'll take the risk. Maybe try and trade them. I think Neka's going to be back sooner than Sykes, because they're ruling Sykes out like a day ahead, you know? With Neka, they're going all the way up to game time. So, I know it's going to be rough a couple games, but you can't drop them. Unless, like, you really have to and, like, your game's close, but I don't think I could do it, honestly. Oh, look, Megan decided to join on the chat. So, she's responding to some of your guys' questions, too. If you both fantasy, you normally have one IR, but yeah, it would come down to return timeline. But for me, it's because of hard. Yeah, it's hard to drop. It's hard to drop either. I wouldn't do it. I would maybe try and trade them. See if someone's willing to bet on them. Okay, let's go to Friday. Only one game. LA Sparks versus Indiana Fever. So we have my number one pickup still is Skinners. 30 plus minutes, I want you on my team. Even if like you have the opportunities. That's 21 fantasy points. Yeah, it's a little low, but 31 minutes, that's a lot. That's a lot of opportunities. My second, Temi Fagbenley. Let me tell you, I've been saying it since week 1, people. She is putting in work. If she's out there, I'm always gonna snag her. But in our waiver wire, she's snagged on every team. No one's dropped her back on the wire yet. I'm not surprised, okay? She's a gem. She's putting in work. My next would be either Clarendon or Katie Lou. Katie Lou's numbers are just skewed because she got injured during the game, but she did come back, so she played less minutes than she usually does. So it'd either be those two. They're frequently on the waiver wire. And also Erica Wheeler and Christy Wallace. Both coin flips. But they did have really good games this last game. 21 minutes, 19 fantasy points, and 25 minutes, 15 fantasy points. Solid numbers, solid minutes. I would go there. You guys, the waiver wire is so slim. It's so slim. I've looked in all of our leagues. And then I just looked, with 50%. So if you're new, we only go off 50% rostered or less. And a lot of the names we're talking about have reached that 50% mark. That's why you might not see some of the names we previously talked about. Because now they're 50+%. Like, people are holding on to players now. But I mean, that's also a strategy, so I can't blame them. Temi is amazing. Yeah. This season, after this season, she'll probably get paid somewhere. So it's looking good for her. It is a short week. Not a short week, not a lot of games that we had to talk about, and not a lot of fantasy relevant options. But I do want to talk about, because, I don't know if my New York fans are in here, but I thought they would like to hear this. Man, Las Vegas looked horrible. I just have to admit it. And I know, like, I'll be the first to admit it. I'm the hardest critic of Las Vegas, okay? Without Chelsea, man. I told you guys in our main video on Monday that they squeaked out those 2 wins. That's what I said on our first impression, that Las Vegas was like worrisome, and they squeaked out those 2 wins. And man, Kalia Copper came out and dominated. Phoenix looks really good with Copper. And just imagine when they get Griner back, whenever she comes back, like, Phoenix is going to be pretty tough. And I feel like a lot of people slept on them. A lot of people slept on Chicago. We've been talking about that. So it's like, it is concerning. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am concerned. When Chelsea gets back, I won't be as concerned. But, like, you guys could totally see just, like, the lack of, like, fluidity on the floor without our point guard, So I just thought, you guys would love to hear that from me. Because, I'm a big Aces fan. But don't worry. We'll get it together. Becky will figure it out, okay? You just don't fall into 2 back-to-back championships, right? But you know, that's my little 2 cents. I'm curious about tonight's game, Seattle versus Indiana. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but Indiana's been looking a little good, and Seattle looking a little rough. And you know what though? Okay, do you guys feel like we've only seen Indiana and Seattle and Washington like the last back-to-back consecutive days? I feel like we've only seen like 4 teams. And I bet you they're tired. Their scheduling sucks right now. So maybe that has to do with Seattle. I don't know. But I think Indiana's going to give them a run for their money tonight. Especially if Neck is out. Like, that is going to be really, really tough. I know I'm going off subject. So if you guys have any fantasy questions, just throw them in there. Or any questions in general, just throw them in the chat as I rant. Why every team scared of Enrique? She's a gem. Yeah. Like, fantasy-wise scared? Because that girl, she'll get you 40 every night, fantasy-wise. I don't know. Let's talk about Dallas. Because Dallas, you had the dream. You had them. And I was like, okay. You know, all these injuries. Look, Dallas get a win. Lost it at the end. But I am thankful. If you've been in this live, I've been complaining about Cheyenne Parker. But Cheyenne, you really looked good. You really looked good in that game. And then I checked your fantasy points, and they're all right. But basketball-wise, girl, you did look good. Okay? So I am proud of you. No, I'm just playing. But Dallas, man, it's not looking good. The Natasha Howard injury really, like, tipped it over the edge for them. And I feel like kind of messed it up. It's going to be hard. I think it's going to be hard for them to get into... I don't know. Actually, I take that back because all these people are on losing streaks. Seattle doesn't look good. Who was I talking about the other day that didn't look good? Washington's... Oh, what are they? 0-4? 0-3? I looked at their record. I said, what? I thought they won one game. No. All of their games have been so close. I feel so bad for Washington. Like, I really hope they can, like... What's the expression I'm looking for? I don't know, but I really hope they can get over the hump. Maybe that's what I was looking for. Oh my god. I don't know. Everyone else looks pretty competitive. What's your thoughts on McCowan coming off the bench? Oh my god. Thank you, Megan, for bringing that up. See? That's why I need you here live so you can bring these questions up. I think Latricia Trammell was trying to test something out, and then she realized McCowan was a dog and let her start the second half. Because Latricia, come on, don't play McCowan like that. You know McCowan's a dog. I know McCowan. I'm a big McCowan fan. I don't know. She's just so fun to watch to me. Like, she could be so dominant, but I feel like she doesn't know that. Like, she could be so dominant. Moving forward though, if they want to experiment like this, let's not, please, because my fantasy team depends on McCowan. But Monique Billings looked really good. She just came out popping. So, actually, put Monique Billings on this waiver wire pickup. I don't think they play, though. Yeah, they don't play. So, on the weekend, she'll be on my waiver wire pickups because, yeah, that is going to be... I don't know, but I don't know, though, if they started her just because it was like kind of like a homecoming game versus Atlanta. So, I don't know if that's the reason why. And have they said Wheeler starting again yet or coming off the bench? No, she's coming off the bench, I think. I think Wheeler started, not Wheeler. Mitchell started last game. So I think Wheeler's coming off the bench now. But she still put up some solid numbers. Billings was, but be careful. She can sometimes be inconsistent. Yeah, the Monique Billings thing, I think was like one of those like homecoming like highs. Like, oh, I'm going to show them why, you know, like what they're missing out on kind of thing. But if you're going to start, I'll still take a viable starter. You know, she looked good. She's hustling. The ones that hustle have the most potential to get you a lot of fantasy points, right? Other than that, I don't know. LA looks great. Even though, someone said that was their first win. Is that a lie? They are 1-2. Let me tell you, LA looks like the best 1-2 team there is in the WNBA right now. They do look really, really tough. I'm just saying, they're gonna be a playoff team, Dearica, girl, you left Vegas with a vengeance and all-star. You're turning into an all-star now. Other than that, fantasy was short this week. So if you have any other questions, drop them below. But we did do a Discord. We did create a Discord. If you're new, click the Discord. We have questions. I send updates to Discord. It's just so much easier. So like injury updates, lineup projections, stuff like that are all in Discord for fantasy. And then there's other topics in there that we could talk about, WNBA and stuff like that. People are already in there asking questions. It's just a community to chat. It is easier to respond to than YouTube sometimes, just because the notification goes straight to my phone. So yeah, if you do have any questions, Discord is actually in this description, so you can go ahead and join. It's really easy. It's just an app. Drop any questions that you guys have. Let's see what it says. Hamby doing solid, but free throws are not so free. Yeah, but that stat line, what, she had like 18, 19 rebounds? That was pretty solid. What are the important dates for WNBA in relation to fantasy, real life WNBA trade deadlines, etc.? So depending on what league, I think all the leagues are the same right now. You can check on your app. You just go to your app and then you go to league settings. Let me just double check for you guys right now when the trade deadline is over with. Let's see, league info. Okay, so trade deadline is July 5th at 9 a.m. So you have to have all your trades completed before then. Well, it gives you enough time. I mean, that's not pretty late in the season. If you guys do want to extend it, just vote in the fantasy chats. If it's unanimous, I'll go ahead and change it for you guys if you want to push it back. Just because, you know, WNBA is a long season and there's not the All-Star break, Olympic break. So that the trade deadline is important. And then I believe the first round of playoffs is in August. I'll have to double check. But yeah, playoffs will start. I think it's top 4 teams. And yeah, if it's all in the fantasy settings on your app. It's pretty accessible. But yeah, if you guys want to extend trade deadlines, just vote for it in your group, and then if it's unanimous, I'll go ahead and change it. It's pretty easy to change. And that's with any rule in fantasy. If you want to change it, get a unanimous vote from the league, and then I'll go ahead and change it. Mine, Brooke, and Megan's vote don't count. We just want to make it a fun experience for you guys. So whatever the majority wants to do, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and change it. Like one of the, I forgot who it is. One of the leagues wants to shorten trades, like processing time from 2 days to 1. So they're currently voting right now. So that if that's an option that you guys also want to explore, just have a vote in your league, and then we'll kind of go from there. You got a lot of shoes. It's not just all mine. They're not all mine. Deadline as in after July 5th. We can't make trades for the remainder of the season. Correct, yeah. So that's like a default setting. I didn't want to change too much just to be fair. So, if you want, like I said, if you want to vote to push it back, just go ahead and call a vote in the league. And if they say yeah, then I'll go ahead and edit it for you guys. But yeah, there's only been a handful of trades in our group anyways. Or across all the groups. Y'all be sending some crazy stuff though. To me, like to us. We be talking about it like, dang. There was one good one. This was a good trade request. I don't know if Brooke's going to accept it. But it was Natasha Mack for Temi Fagbinlay. Who would you guys choose, and who do you guys want on that trade? That's pretty even trade. I don't know if Brooke's gonna accept that though. Kate Martin got like 6 dogs in her. Yeah, no, Kate Martin's scrappy for sure. Good to know. Yeah, just let me know. Just let me know if you guys want to change the trade deadline. Negative points for turnovers had made fantasy scoring interesting. Which position do you think is more prone to turnovers in the WNBA? I really wanted to do negative points for turnovers, but there's something so satisfying about seeing high scores. And I don't want minus points. Most Oh, wait, what'd you say? Oh, sorry. I thought Megan responded to you. Most prone to turnovers. Obviously. I mean, not obviously. I would say it's the point guard. I feel like, for example, Caitlin Clark had 10. I know Enrique had a lot the other game, I believe, too. Like, they're obviously facilitating the ball, trying to make things happen. So, you don't see the bigs really turning over because they're just trying to pivot in and score. I mean, that's my opinion. Meg, what do you think? You're in the chat. She gets to learn from Plum. Oh, she gets to learn from Plum Dog. Kate Martin does, yeah. I'd assume point guard. Yeah, I would assume too. But yeah, negative points for turnovers. That's something I think we need to do next year league wide. And let me know what you guys think. I have this proposition. I'll probably like keep reminding everyone. But we were thinking about, next year's fantasy and to like incentivize everyone. The top 2 players from each of our leagues would go into like a championship league. So like every person that placed first and second would go into another league. We'll name it Champions League. And then the top 4 that would win, the top 4 that makes playoffs in the championship league gets to stay in that league for another year. The loser, the bottom 4 in that league, they get kicked out. And the next 4 from the other leagues get to come in. So it's like an incentive to like keep everyone competitive, because I know there's been some issues of certain teams not trying, which has been, I mean, it sucks because there's so many people that wanted to play in our league that didn't get to play. So I just want to incentivize everyone just to keep it going every single year. It's kind of hard to explain, so let me know if you need clarification, but that's just an idea we're all throwing around just to, make it fun every single year. Megan said, yeah, the guards, they have the ball in their hands the most. Can we talk about Brink? Yeah. Brink's a baller. Brink is out here blocking shots. Yeah, she gets in foul trouble, but who cares? Brink's out here blocking these grown women, honestly. No, I think we all knew Brink was going to be impactful to LA, and them losing NECA, she was a great addition. Meg said Brink is a rookie that has come in and been so dominant. Her defense and toughness, yes. She's not afraid. And you know what? She just has like a great personality. I don't know if you guys seen the interview with her and Paul George. She just seems like this cool person. Like, I don't know. That counts for something. I don't know. Me and like attitudes with like professional sports, just players in general of any sport, I feel like attitudes take you a long way. So like, I like those ones that are like very like down to earth and stuff like that. But I feel like we're gonna also be starting with like Rickea Jackson. We're gonna start talking about Rickea Jackson a lot more. I think she's gonna make a run for that 6th player of the year. I don't know. She's been looking solid. I know she's not getting as many minutes, but she's been looking solid. Wait, why you say yeah? Chill. What happened? What did I say? But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the fantasy thing. Join our Discord though. It's just a community chatting all the time in there. It's just easier to send notifications, stuff like that. Friday we'll still have a live. The thing about Friday's live is how my schedule is a little set up. It might have to be early. So like 1 p.m. early. Like 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time early. I don't know if that's going to work with you guys. You mentioned the personality. She's chill. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, let me know if that works. I think I put out a poll. So hopefully it works out. It'll be something quick, and then Monday the next week it'll go back to the schedule. Other than that though, any other question, guys? Let's see. Lynx have 3 games left this week, and DeShield's possibly out. Does Evan get a boost? Yeah, I mean, I'm really high on Evans in general. I know it's not like she's doing bad. I mean, Mabry's just sticking out, and like obviously DeShields is impacting them as well. With DeShields out, I definitely think Dana Evans gets a boost for sure. So yeah, drop your questions. If not, who do you guys think's gonna win tonight, Seattle or Indiana? Because I'm kind of torn. I think Indiana can really give Seattle a little run here. And who do you guys think is like, I don't know. Do you guys think there's like a dominant team? Like you're like, oh yeah, no one's beating them. I haven't really seen it. Everyone kind of looks good across the board, honestly. Like I think it's going to be a really competitive year, like start to finish. Like there's going to be some upsets, some crazy upsets. But yeah, I don't know. We're going to probably talk about that more on our Monday long-term, like long-form video. Hopefully Brooke's back. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I don't like Seattle. I don't know why. Seattle's breaking our hearts right now. They are breaking our hearts. I feel like, though, at the end of the season, I think they'll get it together. I don't think they're going to make it that far in playoffs, unfortunately, now. Hopefully they make it there. They only won one game. So, yeah, I don't know. If Indiana beats Seattle tonight, major concern moving forward. Like, there's, like, major concern. I don't want to okay, let me not say that, because I don't want to disrespect Indiana, because they're coming up. But it's like, all right, Seattle, you got to get it together at some point. Like, who else? It's not going to get easier. So, that's how I feel. But, okay. Thank you, guys. It's Seattle and Dallas. I don't like, unfortunately, because I'm from Texas. You don't like Dallas? What? I love Dallas. I like their coaches, their players. I don't know. I'm a Dallas fan here. But not a lot of questions today, guys. It's okay. It was short. Monday, though, y'all were popping with questions. So let's bring that energy Friday. Fun Friday. Let's really get it popping in here, okay? Tell your friends and stuff. But if you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button, please. And like, comment, share, all the above. Join our Discord if you want to continue with the community, questions, all that. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll be back Friday. Time to be determined, but I will be posting it out in all our platforms so you guys will know. But thank you guys again. I do appreciate you guys' support, and we'll be back Friday. Peace.